In this video, I'm going to be telling you the #1 shoe that I really don't like. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. How are we all doing, people? Let me know in the comments and why you're down there. Tell me, have you listened to the Long Run podcast? Let me know in the comments. And maybe you've seen the live stream that we do for the Long Run. Nice plug, Fordy. What do you think? Anyway, this video is all about the shoe that I disliked the most in 2021. Let me know in the comments, is there one shoe that you've bought this year that's just not worked for you? Because that's what I'm going to be talking about today. Right, so everybody knows, hopefully by now, that we test a lot of shoes on this channel. We get sent them, loan them, and I buy a fair amount myself, people. And how do I do that? Through the ad money. Now, there's not a lot in there, but I use the ad money that you guys give the channel to buy the shoes. So just so you know how it all works on here. It's not a lot, but it's something, and it allows me to buy the shoes that I can review for the ones that I don't get sent. Okay, so there you go. That's how it all works if you wondered. How comes he keeps buying all these shoes? Anyway, so that's how it works. That's how I funnel off the money to buy the shoes. Anyway, now you're up to speed. Oh, did you see a glimpse of the shoe? Let me know in the comments. Right, so some of the shoes that we get sent through just don't work for me, right? And I'll send them straight back, especially if they've been sent to me by the manufacturer and they say, Fordy, we've got, I don't know, X, Y, and Z coming in, new launch. I'll just be perfectly honest and say, look, I know that doesn't work for me. Don't bother sending it out. Or I won't buy shoes that I know won't work for me. Classic example, New Balance RC Elite 2. Did a review, not me, it was somebody else on the channel. So there are shoes that I know immediately won't work. But then there are some shoes that I get, or I get sent in, or I get loaned, that actually on paper should be right up my street. But here's the thing, sometimes they just don't work. And it takes a little while to get up to speed with them, and that's why we try and do as many performance reviews as we can and come back as much as I can. It is hard because we obviously so, like it's hard, but it is difficult because we've got obviously a lot of shoes coming through and this and that. It's sometimes a little bit difficult to keep up with everything that we've got, but I try and do as many performance reviews as I can. And you know, as I say, I've always said it with the first impressions, there's at least 3 runs in those shoes, right? Before I can even, you know, gauge an opinion on it. So on the rare occasion maybe that we get a shoe in that's like really hot, I'll go out and run, I don't know, 10 to 20 miles, somewhere in that range, just so I get a baseline idea of where it's at. I can then do an initial review. But apart from that, first impressions, I always try and do at least 3 runs in them during a week that they've come in. But my point is, because I'm whittling on, is that after a while there's just some shoes that you realise aren't working for you. But there is one shoe, actually, this year that I'm really struggling with. Now, there's been a couple of shoes that have just been like, you know, like Adidas Ultra Boost 21. The Nike Invincible got me injured. There's a couple of other shoes that just not really sort of hit the mark for me. But there's the shoe I want to talk about is this. It's the Asics Magic Speed. Now, this might surprise some of you because if you've been following the channel, you know that I'm a huge Asics fan. And now this is nothing to do with me saying Asics are bad or Asics shoes are terrible or anything like that, because Asics make, I think, some of the best shoes. And I think this year they've made some incredible shoes. But for me, the Magic Speed has just not worked. Okay, so let's just talk very briefly about the Magic Speed. What is it? We've got Flight Foam Blast, we've got a carbon plate, we've got mesh upper. It looks like it's a twin layer mesh upper on the shoe. We've got a very racy tongue. We'll just quickly weigh it. UK 9.5, fits true to size. It's an Asics after all. Ounces, 9 ounces, so it's okay. We've got a, it's not brilliant, the grip outsole on it. I'll come on to that. But we've got some Asics grip on the outsole. And that's about it. The idea of this shoe is 140 pounds, 145 pounds. Let me know in the comments, because it's probably cheaper now. Is it's like sort of a budget carbon plated shoe, but more towards that sort of training and competition way. And I have to again take my hat off to Asics for coming out with a budget carbon plated shoe. I think it's great the fact that they're bringing the technology out at a better price point. So well done, Asics. But here's the thing. I just can't see, for me, why this shoe really works. I just can't get it to work. I can't get it to work on my tempo runs. I can't get it to work on my speed sessions. I can't get it to work on my long runs, and I can't get it to work on my easy pace runs, and I definitely wouldn't use it for a recovery run. And it just hasn't made any sense to me on where it fits in. And I'd be really interested to know, if you bought a pair of these, where you've been using it. Because here's the thing, if I wanted to do, if I was an Asics man only, right, and I wanted to do just 10Ks, you know, park run, or, you know, fast sessions, then I'd use the Meta Racer, right? So love that shoe, absolutely love that shoe. Bottom loaded plate, and it just flies. It's hard to a degree, you know, this Flight Foam Blast is a bit softer, but it's still quite hard. But the Meta Racer, it's just a quicker shoe, and it just feels quicker, and it's not as heavy. Okay, it's more expensive, so I wouldn't use it there. In the long runs, it just makes no sense. It's just done nothing. It's like a brick on your foot. It's not responsive. You might as well be, to be honest with you might as well be wearing the Evo Ride, and that's again another problem I've got with the shoe. The Evo Ride is just as good. No, actually, the Evo Ride's better, because you can use that as a daily trainer. It's not as stiff. See how stiff that is? So as a daily trainer, the Evo Ride is a better proposition than this. If you wanted to go full carbon plate like craziness, you've got, like, I don't know if it's in shot or not, but you've got the Metaspeed Sky. Now they're becoming more readily available. So if you're looking to get a carbon plated racing shoe from Asics with more stack, then I'd send you that way. Okay, price point higher, but let's say it's your marathon shoe or your half marathon shoe, then you go there. You don't go here. It's a softer ride. Just it's got more of an explosive feel about the shoe. It just feels dead, and there's nothing going on here. The outsole is terrible. All I do in this shoe is slide about. I really do. It doesn't give me any traction down the canal toe paths. It's awful on grass. Okay, not many of us run on grass, but it is awful on grass. I nearly came, over, I was going to say some naughty words there, but I nearly stacked it when I was running around in these the other day at the kids club on the grass. It was just murder. On the tarmac, it's not very sticky, the outsole. You know, sometimes you just want a bit of stickiness. It's useless. So why wouldn't you buy, for example, the Puma DV8 Nitro over this? It makes no sense, this shoe, to me. I can't find a place to wear it, and I've really tried. I've generally really tried to find a place for this shoe, but yeah, I just think, for me, it's one of the most pointless shoes of 2021. So there you go, then my rant is over, right? So let me know in the comments, what is your sort of worst purchase this year? For me, it was this. Let me know in the comments. I'll be very interested to know, and I can't wait to see what you put down in terms of worst purchase this year. Even look that. Look, it's just soppy the way that does that. It's so annoying. I'm very angry about this shoe.